Okay. Hello everybody. How are you all doing today? I actually think I need to do something with the setup. Um, I need to like duplicate this because I okay. So if you don't know, today I'm going to be joined by Arjun. We're gonna be talking a little bit about entrepreneurship, building your personal brand, and so I'm okay. I'm trying to figure out if you're gonna be able to hear him. I hope so, because I think I don't only have the audio source um for my Chrome. Let me just check for a second. I'll add it to just Discord. So yeah, you just might not be able to hear the music in a second. Yeah. So, but yeah, it should be fixed now. If you can't hear Arjun once he joins up on the call, just let me know. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to like keep the intro a little bit brief. I normally like just talk about some things that have happened in my life in the previous days, but I have Origin for a limited amount of time, so I don't want to like keep him long. So first we're gonna start with the Lorcana card of the day as we usually do, and I'll try not to go too long on my explanation. Um, okay, so Lorcana card of the day. Let's see, Pacha. What is it? Pacha Trekmate. It's a 3-cost inkable with 3 strength, 2 willpower. It's from set 7. This is Arcasia's Island. This came out in like September of last year or something, I think. And it says, well, you have actually, I think it was closer to like summer maybe. It says, well, you have more cards in your hand than each opponent. This character gets +2 lore. He liked to prepare for any emergency. They happen frequently with Cusco around. So this is from The Emperor's New Groove, one of my favorite movies from Disney. A Quest for One, and it's card 102 out of 204 in English by artist Luca Pinelli. So this card would be good if you're with purple, because purple lets you draw a lot of cards. So that means you're gonna have a lot of cards in your hand. And that means you're gonna be able to quest by a lot with this 3-cost character. But in practice, like there are ways your opponent can get more cards in their hand and like circumvent this. So it doesn't see a lot of play, but it's definitely not the worst card we've reviewed. So yeah, that's the Lorcana card of the day for you guys. And like I mentioned, today we're gonna be talking with Arjun. So I am going to kind of get off the spotlight for a second, and I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Okay, hey Arjun, we're ready for you. Hello, what's up? How's it going?
Good, good. How are you?
Good. We're just like introducing everybody. And okay, so I know because you're probably gonna be a little bit humble, so I might add some things to when you do your introduction, but tell us a little bit about who you are.
All right. So, hello everyone. My name is Arjun Singh, and I am a second year com science student in studying in Canada abroad, and I am originally from India. And currently, I'm working on two projects. One is my own personal business, personal brand, entrepreneurship, and second one is my app that I'm developing right now. It's not an app technically; it's a service. So going over, like, we can go deeper into the stacks, like how everything is working. But for now, it's just for introduction. I'm an entrepreneur. I develop apps. I work with founders in tech, and yeah, I'm a social media god.
Hell yeah. Yeah, no, honestly, like he covered pretty much everything. But Arjun and I, we studied in the same university. He's in you're in second year right now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so he's in his second year. I just recently graduated. We met through work. We used to work together at the international enrollment office, and so that's how we met, and we've become close friends since then. So I called him out today to like come on the show because he's one of the people that inspired me to like and start like this channel and start like just building a personal brand because I've seen the stuff he's been doing on social media, and like how cool the stuff that he's building, how much he believes in himself and how much we believe in him. So that kind of inspired me to do a little bit of what I'm doing. So yeah, thank you very much, Arjun, for being on the show
Yeah, no
today.
problem.
The show, right? I don't know why I called it the show, the stream, whatever this is, the console logs.
Yeah, show is fine. Show
The
sounds
show,
nice.
yeah, yeah. I'm a show. I'm a spectacle. Okay, so today, like I mentioned, we're gonna be talking a little bit about entrepreneurship and freelancing and building your personal brand, which are things that, as we've talked about, Arjun has a lot of experience in. And especially, we're gonna be talking about this in the context of also doing them or considering them while you're a student or while you've recently graduated, while you're early in your career. Because a lot of people think that these things are reserved for people that have a lot of experience in the industry or that have worked for a long while. But as you can see, this is not necessarily true. So we're going to talk a little bit about how that might relate to you as a student or as a new graduate. And think it's about like Arjun's like experience in the field and how you can do these things early on in your career. So yeah, without further ado, to start, I just wanted to go like Arjun did a little bit of his introduction at the beginning, but I just wanted to go a little bit deeper into what he does and like what how he got into it. So to start, Arjun, could you tell us a little bit about why did you decide or how did you decide to like pursue computer science to come study abroad in Canada, and to just in the industry and the field in general?
All right, so this might be a funny story, but so I was like, since the starting, like I was in my high school and I had no clue what I was doing, what I'm gonna do, where I'm gonna go to college, where what I'm gonna study. I had no idea, and like I just took a stream. In India, we have different types of streams, and I took science as my major. Like I was majoring in science because I had no idea what else to take. Like I just took whatever that was on my hand, and yeah. But after my high school, I took a gap year with no idea at all, no idea. And while I was doing this, while I was on gap year, and I was like, okay, maybe I should start working in some field. So, and at that time, like social media, video editing, and like all these things, they were not at the edge that they're right now, but they were blowing up. And this is where I think most successful people come in. Like I'm not saying I'm successful, but this is where most of the successful people come in. They predict on the future. That's the only thing. Like I think, in my opinion, that's the only advantage they have. They always predict on the future. And I took a bet that maybe in the near future these kind of things are gonna blow up. Social media will blow up. Everyone is gonna be on social media. Everyone is gonna be video editing. Everyone is gonna make content online. That's what I took bet on, and I started working with people who were in like who were in study abroad programs, and they were also like in student firms, like who would approach students and hire students. And I was a student too. I got a job easily. I landed 2 internships, and that's how I started working this field. Like I got my references from the people I knew in my network, like maybe family members. And yeah, that's how I got my first clients. That's how I started getting paid. And from then on, I was like, maybe I should go move to abroad, because I was working with people who were in this field, right? So that just made my mind up. Okay, maybe I should go abroad and explore more options, right? And that's how com science came in. Because if in India, if you take science as a stream, I think com science is the most like reliable path that you can take on. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll just go with that. So yeah, here I am.
Awesome. Yeah, so just to touch a little bit of what you said, you how did you acquire, you mentioned you took a gap year and you did like some internships. How did you acquire the skills and like the things that you picked up in like video editing and like social media and branding and all that stuff?
Yep. Another thing, if you're a student who is just starting on something, find opportunities where you are getting paid to learn. Believe me or not, when I started working, I had no experience with video editing. I had no experience with social media, nothing at all. The guy who hired me basically worked as my mentor, and we sat down, we discussed our goals, what our future will look like, how we're going to do things. And I learned things while I was being paid. So, like, even I have seen multiple interviews of people who have made it big, and they were like, you always need to find opportunities where you can get paid to learn, to work. That's it. Like, even I think, even right now, what I'm doing, I am not best at it, but I am so good that I can get paid to do the stuff I know, and also get paid to learn stuff because I know I can get good at it. That's the motivation. Like, you have to believe in yourself so much that, okay, you know that if you start in this, you'll be good at it. And that's how you can talk to people. That's how you can get convince them, okay, I can do this for you, but you need to give me time. And
Okay.
yeah, even in my first interview that I gave to this guy, because I was a student, I got a lot of freebies. But yeah, so learn, do stuff where you can get paid to learn.
Okay, I think so. That is a like just from personal experience that sometimes I think what stops me a little bit about trying new things, and it's this mindset of I have to be good at something before I like start doing it or like start looking at it professionally. And I think a lot of it is like just to start is just believing in yourself. And I know that sounds a little bit cliche of like, oh, believe in yourself or whatever, but just like believe that you can be good. Like you right now you don't have the skills, but that you can be good at it. And the way you think about yourself is the way you project yourself to others. Because one of the things I've noticed is like when you're talking about something that you feel or you're not as good or like maybe you're embarrassed about, it's not that in like you perceive yourself that way. The way you communicate it to people and you tell people about it, they're gonna get that impression from like your expression when you're saying it, right? So if you start like and this is a process of like building confidence, but if you start like truly believing in yourself and what you do, you start communicating that confidence to others, and that is gonna open more opportunities for you to like you mentioned to like learn the job as you go. But I think the point to start is like what you say is just finding something that interests you and that you believe in and going like full 100% for it.
Exactly. Like like this big client that I just signed, how this story started was, I was on a flight. I was at the airport, just about to board a flight, and I saw this story. This guy was looking for a content manager, a creative director, and it's like, I mean, this looks like me. I can see myself in this position, but I wasn't good at it. I didn't know how this space worked, how everything worked, but I knew that I have some basic knowledge that I can be good at it, right? And I approached this guy, and we made a deal. And it wasn't like it's gonna be a really big deal. We started really low. We started really low. We started learning. We started learning a workflow. We set down the systems, and then once I knew, okay, I'm getting good at this. I can make more money out of this. And then I started more pitching offers. I started talking to more people, and that's how you grow.
Yeah, for sure. So going a little bit on that and maybe like because we've mentioned it a little bit, but could you just explain a little bit in more detail what is it that you do for your clients? Like what kind of services do you provide for them?
So it it depends on the client's main goal. Like, once I onboard a client, the first question I ask, when you onboard me, what is the main objective that you want to accomplish? What is the thing? What's the main goal of your social media? What's the main goal of this account? And it depends on person to person. Like, currently I'm working in the founders tech market, where a person will start building apps, and this guy is really good at building apps. But the thing is, he doesn't know how to market it to audience. Like, not this guy, but like tech founders in general. Some people don't know how to send it to the right audience. They can build a really good thing, but how do you present it? How do you put it in front of someone who wants this app, right? That's where social media marketing comes in, and that's where like search engine optimization funnels should be there. And yeah, so basically just if a person can build, I can be the person who can market it. That's the basic model of at least my business.
Okay. So yeah, no, like a lot of struggles with like founders is that like they're working so hard on their app and their vision and their idea that it's hard to make time to like actually like market their idea and like show it to people. So that's where you come in. You come in to like aid those founders to like better push their idea to like a wider audience. And you've been doing this for what, like I mentioned, we met through work, and you were doing you were doing the social media for the international enrollment department here at Lakehead, and you've had lots of clients. So you build like this portfolio that you can show that you can take like the content for like brands and like push it to the next level. So
Yeah.
that's really, yeah, that's really amazing.
One more
Um,
thing, this
yeah.
field takes a lot of time to grow in. Like I didn't start 1 year ago, 2 year ago. I started, I think, in 2023 from the base level, like from nothing. If like those are the like it takes a while to get to know the community. And I think that's where a lot of people lack. Like they don't want to know the community. Like I had a lot of conversation with founders, with people a lot of good knowledge, and this they had me sat down and they were like, if you want to start in this community, what is the main thing you are targeting? Like, okay, you want to be in social media, but you want to be in social media for who? That's where I found out I want to be in social media for founders. And if you want to do social media for founders, why are you going to do it? I'm going to do it because they don't know how to market the app. So those, like, there are certain kind of questions you need to ask yourself before you even before I mean, you can start, but in the midway you need to ask yourself certain question that, okay, now you're building something. Now how, like, which way do you want it to go? That's the main part. Like, you need to find a right direction of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my next question actually. Like, how did you decide you wanted to help startups and founders specifically? Like you mentioned like you knew you had to like specify to like specific niche and like what you want to do, but why did you pick founders and startups?
So, I mean, initially, like when I was talking to these people, we had some options. Like, there are people who do the work I do, but they do this on a agency level. On agency level, they do this for companies. Like, there are certain people from India and from other countries. They had built this studio, and now companies like YC, OpenAI, they hire them to work on their events, interview people, take footage of the event, put them on social media, and they handle the entire back end of it, the team management, the cameras, and all that stuff. That was the other option, and the second option for me was like finding a right community. And I took a lot of time. Like, because I was already working with these founders people, and I like, for me, at least for me, in my personal opinion, I thought going the other way, like going to the big enterprises, would have taken me a lot of time, which I mean, I could have put it in, but I also wanted to start something really early, and I was already working with founders and all. It's like, maybe I could give it a try. Maybe I could just give it a try for 1 or 2 years. If I really like this community, I can stay in. And I think I'm on that path right now. Like, I kind of really like working in this community, working with all these people who are building stuff. And maybe I'll lose interest in a year or two, and I can move on to the next community, I guess. But yeah, the base knowledge
Yeah.
will stay there, right? So that's the main thing. Like, I can move communities, but my base knowledge is gonna stay there always.
Yeah, and maybe it's also like the type of people you're working with resonates a little bit with who you are, right? Because you like we're gonna go a little bit deeper into this next, but you're also a founder. You're also like building your own product, and so I've noticed like just talking to you that you have like this very like entrepreneurial mindset of like you wanna like be your own boss and be able to like create your empire, right? So maybe it's also you want to work with these people because they resonate with a lot with like who you are and what you do, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Um, okay, so maybe like we can go now a little bit more into the entrepreneurship side. So like you mentioned in the beginning, you're currently building a product. Could you talk a little bit more about that? How you got into it? What sort of like service you're building? And just like expand a little bit on that.
Yep. So I'm currently working on this app called Flow, which initially my idea was just to have a teleprompter, but for iPhones. I got this idea from an app called Moody, which is for MacBooks, and it's a same concept. It's gonna be a small window below your camera, and you can just read the like your script out of it. But I had the idea to make it for iPhone, which I made it for myself because at the time I was doing UGC content for other brand deals, and I was like, maybe I can bring my time down by putting this as a system where I connected it to my Claude and I could just message Claude in my morning, okay, send me a script and it'll update my app, and I have a script and I'll just hit play and I just record the video. But on my way, because I used to post a lot on social media and I met all these cool people and they saw this app and they approached me upfront and was like, I have this idea and I'm working on this idea and maybe we could have a collaboration and we could sell it to companies, and that's how ideas form, right? Because I think social media is not just a platform in itself just to post stuff. It's a platform where you can connect to people, where you can just show if someone likes it, they'll approach you, right? That's how I've been building stuff, and that's how Flow is now so big that we are making it as a service for as a big service. Like there's going to be multiple options you can choose from, but in all it's going to be a service where we package everything for you. Like if you want to start doing UGC today, you come to us and we'll provide you everything. We'll provide you with the clients, we'll provide you with agreements, we'll sign the agreements for you, we'll provide payments to you, and we just take a cut out of it. That's the main business model, and that's the entire thing. Like we package everything for you now in a single app.
Okay.
So like the idea formed on my way. Like I didn't have it completely figured out. For me it was just teleprompter, but now it's a big thing. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited to like see how it evolves. And so you mentioned it as an app. Would this product be something that like a SaaS where like it works by itself, people sign up and then they interact with the product? Or is there also like a human component where a team can connect with you directly, like similar to what you're doing, and you can offer your services to like help with their UGC?
Yep. So okay, so right now we have this app built out, but it's manual. Because my friend does this already and she has made this app, but it's manual. Like she does it by herself, but like by changing the prompts and everything. But our main objective is to make this into a service, as if everything is in a place where you as a person will just download the app, fill in your information, and yeah, log in, fill in your information, and we'll take, like on the back end we are the humans, like we'll analyze your ID, we'll make sure to connect you to the right people. But it's gonna be just a app. You won't be working with a team. I mean, we can come in to help you, but as a software, it's gonna be just an app where we give you option to choose from, and yeah, the agreements and all this stuff. And it, like it's not fully furnished yet. I mean, we can change anything we want. Like we could go anyway. Like maybe it could be a service where you can connect to a team or something, but for now it's an app where everything is just included in it.
Okay, okay, perfect. I have a couple of questions from the audience. So I'm just gonna take a break to like address them here. So we have a question here coming from Fatima. It says,
Uh-huh.
how do you keep up with your technical skills when most of your job is technically like business, dealing with people, and marketing?
So that's where I think my knowledge with AI agents come in, because I've been working with a lot of these things. So my entire workflow, like I don't want to sound like the stupid person who is like dependent on AI, but I use AI a lot in my workflow. Like I think I have this opinion for myself. I don't know if everyone agrees with it, but if you're not using AI, like you will lag behind. Like you need to be on top of you. Like I spend my time not learning the skills, but learning how to work with AI agents. Like I'm not saying learning skill is a bad thing. Like I learn skills, but the skills that I want to learn. Like I know that it's gonna build myself in future. But for now, like in terms of the coding and building apps, I think having a agentic workflow works the best for me. Like it saves me time, it saves me everything. And yeah, I mean, for me, the agentic workflow works perfectly, and I have the right kind of knowledge to know that okay, this is the workflow that I can work with. I have this workflow already set up, and I can make this app in a week, I can make this app in a month. That's it.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
in this community, like I have seen people shipping apps within 2 weeks and making a shit ton of money. Can I say like curse words?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Yeah, I haven't
Yeah,
fully had like a guideline for it, but yeah, go for it.
yeah. So I'm not saying that the money is my main goal. It's just a side product of it. But like I just want to build something that can have an impact on the society, right? Like, at the end of the day, I just want to make something for myself that okay, I'm gonna be really happy when I post about it or when I put it in the market. So
Okay. Yeah, I resonate a lot with what you say because I think like it is kind of what you're saying. Like AI, it is a controversial topic right now, but it is a tool that definitely like boosts like your workflow and it does make you more productive. And if you are reluctant to like explore it, like I'm not saying you have to like it and that it's gonna like improve your workflow specifically, but just to explore it and know how it works and know what it can do for you, then you are lagging behind because it's technology that's like surging. And I like what you said about you use it to do the things that are tedious or that you don't care about learning, and the things that you care about learning, then you actually like learn them yourself and like you use AI to complement your workflow. Because I think a lot of the problems we're having with AI is that we're trying to automate the things that are worth doing, and then the things that are tedious and like are not like maybe as worth are maybe better for automating, that we're actually like making people do them instead. Like for example, art is something very very human, and that we're trying to like automate with AI, where we should be automating things like accounting, for example, where it's like a very like automatic tedious process, right? So like I said, I resonate a lot with what you said. And then I have another question here with from Paula, and Paula says, "Do you recharge and get energy from exploring new apps, or do you have any secret tech-free times that also give you energy and ideas?" So I think what Paula is going for here is like besides what you do with like exploring new ideas and new apps, like what else like do you do in your free time to like help you refresh and take a break?
yeah, I think that's where it gets weird. Because for me, like when I work on the business, which I really like to work, like this is my, like I used to do this in my free time for free. So now I'm getting paid. So it's like a double thing for me. And when it comes to building apps, like for the past 2 years since the AI has been going crazy, like Codex and Claude, in my free time, I build apps. Like in my free time, like I just like pull up my laptop and start prompting and start building things. And then I build things, and later on, when I post about these things, I script the entire videos, I put it out, like I get a lot of positive responses from people, and I try to figure out how to make it even bigger. Like how like all this figuring out process. I know for some people it might feel very tedious. Okay, this is gonna be a lot of work, like all this. But for me, it feels like something I would do in my free time. Like movies and games are a different thing, but these things are also like as a part of my something that I would do in my free time, like just to sit around, chill. And okay, so if someone calls me, okay, what are you doing right now? I'm like, I'm chilling. I'm not chilling, I'm like working on my app. So that's chilling for me. So it's a different perspective for everyone, but for me, yeah, this is kind of just refreshing.
Yeah, I think that comes from it just comes from like it's very like similar to like and it is the founder's mindset, and it's a thing a lot of people like struggle to understand, how you have like all of these startups that they say like they work like 996, which for those of you who don't know, it's like they work 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week. Or like they like grind for hours and hours, and it's because the motivation to actually pursue these ventures comes from a place of passion, because these things that you're working on, the ventures that you're working on, come from things that genuinely interest you and that you're very passionate about. So that allows you to like pursue them, like you pursue them out of your interest, and because you're very passionate about them, so you can continue to work on them in your free time and for long periods of time. Whereas people compare them to like being an employee for a tech company where you're working on a vision that is not necessarily your own, from like somebody else. You're working to like help somebody's vision come true, not your own. So that's the like the difference in mindset that comes from like a place of passion versus a place of like being an employee. And not that there's one that's better than the other, it's just like a different mindset. And just trying to like explain the difference between both of these. And Paula also said AI can do my dishes and laundry. I think that's in response of what I said about like AI automating your tedious task. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, like all of the, like doing your laundry, doing your chores, like we could automate all of this, and we're automating like things like beautiful things like art instead. But yeah, no, AI, like we've mentioned, it's doing a lot of good work to like empower people to do things they couldn't do before and to be more productive. So definitely like explore it if you haven't, just to see. You might like it, you might not, but you have to like be open to like those technologies and opportunities to come into your life, right?
And
Uh,
yeah, and you can't deny new technology, right? You gotta like adapt to it because if a majority of the world's population is using something, if you don't use it, it's for your own, like you are being like behind, right? You gotta be on top of things. Like even if you don't want to use it, at least know how it works. So that if worst comes the worst, you have to depend on it, you can depend on it, right?
yeah.
So
Yeah, for sure. It's like when like people compare a lot with the example of the calculator. It's like people are very scared of that they're gonna lose their jobs, and it's when the calculator came out. It's not that like every accountant, every mathematician, they didn't lose their jobs. They just had to like adapt to the new technology that's coming around, and it automated like the tedious task of like having to calculate everything with like an abacus, or like through
mhm,
like mentally. So it's the same thing
exactly.
with AI. It's a tool. You need to learn how to use it, learn how to adapt your workflow to it. And and like the meme, evolve with the times, old man. Uh, yeah, and so like maybe now we can talk a little bit deeper. I mean, we've mentioned it now, but talk a little bit about how specifically for us, the software engineer, the founders, the startup market has changed with the surgence of AI, and how like as an individual, or like yeah, like let's say as an individual, how you can stand out, because right now everybody's using AI, everybody has all of these skills that they couldn't before. So how do you stand out as a person? How do you push your personal brand forwards so that you can and stand out and be attractive for like employers, for people investing in your business, and that sort of stuff. So what do you think? How is AI changing the field?
Um, in my opinion, like I think in the past 6 months, like a lot of things have changed, like from like beginning of the year till now. Like people can build startups within months. Like they can blow up so easily. Like I have few friends who started building upon an idea and they built the idea, everything is finalized, and they sold their company for over 200, 300K. So it's not about just for selling. Like if the person wanted, he could have made it into a full-on startup, like register it and maybe get investors in it. Because people right now, there are certain market where investors are heavily investing. Like you have to be a top of your research. Like it won't be like if I want to get investors on my Flow app right now, no one will invest in it. And I know it. And I know it. I just built it because I wanted to. it wasn't done for any investors, but for people to invest in it. Like now, when Flow has this other idea too included with the other person, now investor can invest in it because I know that there are certain investment firms who are looking for these ideas. Like they're like people won't invest in social media anymore, social media apps. People won't invest in apps that can be replicated within a week. So you have to be very precise with the thing you're building because building is so easy that everyone knows it. Like if I come up with an idea that can be built within a week, why would someone invest in it? And the same idea, if I came up with, people would have invested in it like 5 years ago, but not anymore. So that's how founders market is changing. Like you have to be very specific with the ideas now, not the building part. Building part can be figured out later on, within a week, within 2 weeks. But the idea, take 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, but come up with a really good idea that can change, that actually can change something.
Yeah, I
That's
agree
the founder market
because
right now.
like right now the like people say like the market is oversaturated. And this is not only for like the job market, it's also for like startups. There's I don't have actual numbers here, but there's more startups now than there has ever been, and this number is growing because now anybody can go prompt AI and build an app. And the differentiator that you're gonna need to be able to succeed is in like you said, in your idea. It has to be something truly different and truly like changing that people are gonna find useful. And I think also on the execution, because I feel like our like AI can push all of these different apps really quickly, but they're all gonna look kind of samey. Like they're all gonna look very very similar to one another because everybody's creating these apps with AI. So how is
Exactly.
your app in the execution, besides like your idea? How is your app in the execution gonna look different from all of these clones of like social media apps, or like apps that are gonna help you with your productivity, or like this like ChatGPT wrappers? You have to build something that's like both innovative and like truly different execution wise. Even like it comes from like the place of like your wrapper, how you market your app, and then how users interact with it, how easy it is to use the user interface, like how seamless it is for people to use, and that people can adopt it quickly. So these are all the things that you have to count because now AI has empowered a lot of people to grow their own businesses, but you do have to have something that makes you stand out and makes you different from every other person. Um, so maybe since like okay, since we're talking about it like you're a student,
Mhm.
since we're talking about it from like people that have come like that are early in their career, and like I mentioned a little bit in the beginning, like a lot of students and people that have recently graduated, they don't really think of entrepreneurship and like being a founder and startups as something they can do because they feel like they need to like get some experience. how how do you like get the how do you get the skills, how do you get the mindset, how you get your ideas from like this early in your career? How did you get into this space basically?
Talk to people.
Yeah.
That's it. Like I started talking to people like I didn't used to talk like a lot. Like I was very introverted and I didn't used to talk a lot. But ever since I did, like ever since I started going to events, like I went to this TEDx at Laker University and I got a lot of connections through it. Like one of the speakers shared me on her social media, like my face and with a picture with her, and she was like over 150K followers, and through her like I got to know a lot of people. We started chatting and we like struck a lot of deals. Like I made money out of that story. So you see, like just being able to surround yourself with certain kind of people, being able to have connections, being able to talk to these people can have a really big impact on how your mindset works. Like I knew from the starting, like I don't know how, but somehow like ended up loving being able to produce something out of myself. Like it sounds very vulgar, but
I didn't get it that way until you mentioned it, to be honest, but
oh shit. Okay, so being able to have something in the world that you built it, right, with your name on it. Like I love that kind of stuff. Like I love to build stuff. and I got to know all these people and I started following them. Like, you need to be very cautious about who you start following, who you start to look up to. Like, find really good people and start studying them. Learn how to talk to them, like get in touch with them and learn how they work, learn their workflow, everything. Like that's how you understand a certain market, a certain community, and once you feel like, okay, I really love this, I really love this, what this guy is doing, I really love what this how this guy is doing all this, and that's how you start figuring out your own things. Like you start building things, and that's how I like she was doing this social media thing in Founder Tech. She works in Google and she was doing social media on her side, and she blew up, and that's how I got the idea to maybe do more on my social media, right? Be more present on it. And through her, I met all these other people who are building stuff, and I was like, maybe I can build something too. Maybe I can put my name on some other apps too. And that's how I introduced Yap. That was so sudden idea. I was just sitting around and I started building this. I built this while my I think midterms were going on, and we shipped it in like 2 weeks, and I got to know a lot of people through that. Like through that one video, that video got shared by the person who inspired me to make it. Like the person I was looking up to, like his workflow, how he does this, how he works with things. That guy shared my video on his story, and I blew up. Like a lot of people watched that video, and we started talking, and that's how like my mindset came into this founder market, and like now I'm doing all this again. So.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with that. It's a lot of like the people you surround yourself is sort of like what you become, and so if you want to be successful, you need to surround yourself with successful people, right? You need to surround yourself with people you look up to, so you have like this process of improvement. And then also, from what I hear, like it helps a lot to like listen to all of these different perspectives to find out, because sometimes you think, oh, it's not possible that I can do this. This is not something I could do. And then you start talking to people that have done the things that you think you can't do, and that opens your horizon to new opportunities. So I agree with a lot with what you said. Is like talking to people that have different perspectives and different backgrounds than you, and people that you admire, and you would feel like you could see yourself in their position, and that'd be something that you could aspire to. I think these are really good people to talk to, like I mentioned, to like open and expand your horizon.
And adding to that, like start talking about your ideas or anything, like in any field you are working in, start talking about things that you want to work on or you are working on right now. Start talking things and get people's opinion. Like, yep, wasn't my first idea. Before yep, I had like multiple ideas and they all got rejected. Like I told them to people, like I wanted to, like those people have done this thing already, and I told my ideas to them. They're like, this idea is shit, don't make it. And that's how like I'm like, I trust those people, right? So that's how I like just go and talk to people about your ideas, what you want to build, how you want to build it, and they will give you things that you can like implement in your ideas, and it can maybe even get bigger and whatever.
Yeah, for sure. And then you've touched a little bit about Yap. Could you like explain a little bit more about like what that idea was, and like how you came up with it? Like you mentioned the video as well, which I saw and it was really really cool. So can you talk a little bit about that?
So initially, yep, wasn't an idea for putting a like making a software. I made a software as a side product because I wanted to make a video about it. Because I have like as I said, like I look up to these people and what they're doing. And I saw these people putting out stories about their software, what they're building, and it was really cool to see how they're putting their softwares out, right? And for when I thought about Yep, it sounded really cool. I was like, I'll first make a video out of it. Like I wrote the script about Yep first, then I made the app. So the video was the first thing that I made. So it was like I want to make a cool video about an idea about an app that I made. So that was the main motivation for me for the Yap. And I think, I mean, it's a pretty simple idea for Yap. I mean, having a place where you can just sit by yourself and no AI, no distractions, and you can just talk about your ideas. You can save them, whatever you want to do with them. It was open source. So it's a place where no AI, nothing else. You can just hit record and it's going to record a voice note for you, but about your idea so that it doesn't get lost. That was the main idea. And people liked it. I mean, I didn't make it really good, but people still liked it because of the video I made. Because that was my main goal. So I guess my main goal was satisfied.
Yeah, no, and it came at a really good time where like all of these apps have so much features built on top that when you're first like starting to use an app, you become overwhelmed with all of these different things, AI and like a chatbot and all these things, and like the how minimalistic it was, and this time like I mentioned where like apps are like so much it have so much like stuff in them, is very refreshing because you have a very simple user interface, very simple idea, and that like you can use straight away like right out of the wrapper. So for people that wanna check out your app, could you remind me what the URL was to like download it?
It's gonna be yap with three P, yap ppp dot xyz.
Okay, I'll put that
I
in the
think I'm
chat.
right. Yeah, with three P's.
Yeah, I think I got it. Yeah, and honestly, like the user interface, is, like really cool. I like the little
Yeah, yeah,
like the
right?
bubble.
Yeah, yeah, it did. It wasn't my idea. It wasn't even my idea.
Yeah, I'll show it here for a second. This is what it does. Like this is what the main page, and then you can download the app. It's for Mac, right?
It's for Mac, yeah.
Yeah, and then you can like change the themes as well. It's very minimalistic. I like it. Like I said, like iCaps right now are like very beefed up, so it's refreshing to like see more like minimalistic design.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you touched a little bit about like building publicly, and this is what I kind of tie into like building your personal brand. It's a lot of like what inspired me to like start this series. Just like start sharing about what I'm doing and what I'm doing to like develop my skills and what I'm building publicly to share with the people. So could you talk a little bit about what the importance of this is in this day and age, and how you can approach it?
Like, I think for me, it has always been about building in public. Like, I know certain people who doesn't build in public, they focus on building a product and they just go straight to investors. Right? And I mean, it's not a bad path to go, but it's a bit difficult path. But for me, because I was in social media before that, so like maybe building in public would be the best idea for me because building what building in public gives you is a network. You get to connect to people, like-minded people. Like like the town we live in, like we don't have a lot of opportunities to go networking, right? To the community that we want in. So building in public gives you the right network, even if you're not present, if you're not at the right place. Because social media gives you eyeballs that you wouldn't expect to be seen by. It's a really random algorithm, and if it hits the right people, it is gonna blow up. So that is the main idea about building public, that you build something so good that you don't need investors. Like it just about your idea and putting it out in a way that it makes effect on people. Like putting it in a good way. Like for me, like making videos is not just about getting right investors or like getting the right eyeballs, I guess. But for me, it's like just I like to make videos. Like I like to present myself, my ideas in formation of apps, like how I would do it. And basically like I put my videos out just because it's basically my portfolio. Like if someone comes on a profile, they like my video and they're gonna be like, okay, I need those kind of videos too. So they approach me and yeah, that's how it goes. So yeah, I mean, we got lost in the point a bit, but building in public is just for people who wants to put their app out there and not just sell it. Like having it on internet, like for the right eyeballs.
Yeah, like recently I've been watching since I got into like content creation and like personal brands, I've been watching a lot of videos on it. And one of the things in the videos that they mentioned was how different apps are suited for different types of marketing. So Like for example, B2B apps where you're selling to a business might be more suited to like cold outreach and you like reaching out to the companies that you're trying to serve directly, more than like showing them on social media, because those are not your end consumers, right? Where like in B2C apps, like consumer apps, you like the advantage and is what you mentioned, the advantage of like building them publicly and sharing on social media is that first, you find an audience for your app, so you start getting people interested in it. Second, you can get early feedback on your app from the end users that you're trying to target. Because those people are gonna see your video, are gonna comment either good things or bad things, the things that you're doing great, the things that you're not doing so great, and so that's gonna help you shape the app that you're building. And then the third point is that it also helps build your network. It helps you connect with like other founders that might be interested in consulting in your business. You might find like co-founders for your business that might be interested in the same things that you. You might find like mentors. And I think you've had a lot of success like doing this and connecting with people, which comes to show like how important it is. And it's just it comes from a place of like you're building your side projects and you're building things that genuinely interest you, but you're just believing them in a little bit more than just like a side project. You're thinking of it, how could I turn this into a business idea? And so that's a lot of the advantages of like building publicly. It can connect you to the right people. It can provide you different perspectives to what you're building, and it can overall like just make your profile and your app better. So it's very very
And
beneficial. Yeah.
I think even for B2B software, like B2B businesses, people are coming on social media because the thing, as I said, like social media has changed a lot in the past 6 months, past year. So like every business, like every community that you can think of, like even for B2B, like HVAC companies, even those are on social media. Like people are posting content which target specifically the HVAC companies, and people are getting deals out of it because it has like such variety of people right now on social media because people know how big this thing is now because they can get people to build stuff for them that would have taken like a lot of money for them if it was the other way around. So people are taking advantage of it, of building things quickly, selling them, moving on.
Yeah,
That's
the
it.
like the exit strategy. Yeah, no, and like a lot of like founders and like businesses, the founders of those businesses, they use social media, so that's a way they can also discover your app. Besides like doing cold outreach. So yeah, social media is definitely something that's becoming very big. I mentioned, I think in the first video I posted for this channel, that like before, like social media used to be for a select few, like people that are like genuinely like entertainers, and now it's more like everybody needs to be doing social media and building like a personal brand, a social media presence, because it helps you stand out, it helps you connect with people, and it does like boost your profile, definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah. um Sorry, one second. Oh, here. And then just to start closing out, I like just like a closing question here, and it's just like a fun question. What is like we've talked about AI, we've talked about entrepreneurship, freelancing, how to come up with ideas, how to network, how to connect with founders. And you've learned all of these things as you've like progressed doing what you're doing. You've learned them by doing, not learn them by just like watching videos, or maybe like that helps, but like you've learned them a lot by doing what it is you do. What is one advice you would give yourself from like when you first started, now that you have all of this experience with you?
Um, I would say like take ben like in like okay, when I was in my gap year, I had a really big opportunity to start a big coaching program. But because I was like, I don't know, if I didn't have the right knowledge, I guess I would say I would have converted into a really high MRR business. Because one of like my videos started blowing up while I was in my gap year, and I was posting a lot of content about my gap year, how like my entire process, like how I landed in this internship, how am I working, what are my workflows, how do I like go around my day in my life, and all those things. And it started blowing up, and people were like questioning me, like how do I do it, like how like. taking guidance from me about gap year. And because I didn't have a lot of knowledge and I had a lot of free time, I used to do this for free. Like I used to sit like for 3 to 4 hours every day and I used to talk to people and guide them like, okay, do this, give them workflows and all that. But if I had the right knowledge, I would have converted into a business. And I think that's because through all these years, my mindset has become like so business focused that I want to convert everything into a business. So if I had this mindset back then, I would have grown into a really big business. Like, yeah. So I would say, like, so one advice I would give at the end of the day is gonna be that always, like, with my mindset, like, this is just my personal opinion for myself, always look out for opportunity that you can turn something into a business. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
like in a good way, just look out for things like talk to people, look out, and see if something can turn into a business which can benefit the public. That's it. Like something big that it can create a really big impact on the society.
yeah, and like there's a lot of resources out there for you to get started on this, and it's people think that like, oh, I am not built to like create my own business, like that's not the type of person I am, because I don't have the skills or I'm not good at it. And that's a mindset that you need to change, not about this but about a lot of things. It's not that you can't do it and you're not good at it. Is that you so far you haven't practiced it or you haven't been good at it, but that's something you can change. You are the biggest project that you're ever going to work on. And so going the extra mile to like go and change who you are to who you want to be, and learning new skills and pushing you a little bit closer to there, it is very important. It's something definitely achievable. It's not like you are this way and you're always going to be this way. You can change into something that you're more comfortable with. And like I mentioned, there's a lot of resources out there. I can recommend a few I've been watching, especially like I've watched like a video, like a 5 hour video. It's from this guy. I had it saved here. Caleb Ralston. He has like a 5 hour video on how to start your personal brand. There's another like I think a little bit longer. I think it's like 6 hours or something. Where they talk about how to start your own business, and like talks about like, oh, it's a guy that he says like he has like 32 years of like business experience, and he's gonna put it all in like this 6 hours of content on YouTube, and he explains a lot about coming up with your first business idea, how much like how it's a misconception that you need a lot of capital to invest on it. So there's a lot of resources, not only on YouTube, but also just on like articles on the internet. So go educate yourself, go learn about all of these different skills, because you can change to like be this person that you're dreaming you want to be. I have one more question. Oh, sorry, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, and even learning right now is so easy because like as my for myself, how I learn things now is like if I like a if I like a YouTube video, I take a link of their video. Like I don't find myself watching a 6 hour long video. Just sit there and learn something from a YouTube video. What I do is I take the YouTube video. I don't know if you know this. Do you know about Google LM?
Like the notebook LM, yeah.
Yeah, Notebook LM. So just put a link and just like read, like have it make a podcast out of it. Yeah, I think the podcast option and just listen to it like anytime you can. That's how I learn things now. And it's super easy. Like you can get into things by while doing dishes, going to the gym and anything. Like it's super easy to learn things with the help of AI now. So just a plug in.
Yeah, yeah, it's honestly it's like a super tool right now for learning. Like it can condense so much information online, and like condense it in a way you can understand it better. So yeah, like I mentioned, there's a lot of resources out there. There's AI, so go learn the skills that you need to become the person that you want to be. I have a question here from Hardica, and she asks, "What do you think will be the next big thing in the tech world?"
Okay, so I read this article somewhere. I don't know. It was a tweet. So the only people who are gonna survive in AI are neurodivergent. I don't know what that word exactly means, but neurodivergent.
I think if like I mean no, you probably have a better definition, but it's people that have like might have like learning disabilities or might have like some other disabilities that like make them like learn differently from other people. So like ADHD, or it could also be like dyslexia, dyscalculia. I think that's what it's called. So I think that's what neurodivergent is referring to.
The CEO of Palantir said the only people who will survive the AI takeover are the neurodivergent. And I never went a lot deep into it, and I still didn't get the point. But I would like in my opinion, I would say people who will survive AI are the people who will know how to work around it. Like people who can fund AI in a way that it can get the right output that it wants. Like, okay, if we talk about like software engineers, anyone can code, but people in development, right? People are still developing, people are still getting hired. Why? Because they have the knowledge base. Okay, if AI is writing this code, the person sitting behind the desk knows that this is how it's gonna work. And okay, I think this is wrong. It should be done the other way around. So I think that's where the knowledge part come in, like being able to know how to work along with AI and having the right kind of knowledge. Those people are gonna survive the AI, I think, at least in tech. At least in tech.
Yeah, I agree because there's a lot of people that say, oh, AI is going to take, especially in software, AI is going to take my job, like entry level jobs. And first of all, you have to think of like how are you going to get senior engineers if you're not hiring any junior engineers, first of all. And second of all, there
Exactly.
has to be a person behind that AI to like double check what it's doing, and it has to be like some people that have like they have mastery over the domain and that know what they're doing, like what you mentioned, so that they can know what parts of the AI responses are good, what parts are not. So doing the work now is gonna set you up for the future to be able to be successful in an AI world, and not because the people that are not doing the work are those that are gonna be replaced the easiest by AI. And then okay, well, to answer from my perspective, and I might be taking a little bit of a different way of responding to this question. What do you think will be the next big thing in the tech world? I think, and it's been for a while. There's been some developments, but I think quantum computing it's very promising. Using like quantum physics in like computing, and how it's able to calculate so many different outcomes at once and be so much faster, break cryptography paradigms, and advance in like molecular, like for like developing drugs and like in chemistry. I think it looks very promising, and it's something to look out in the future. And I have like three more questions, and or actually I'll just phrase it in like one, and then we can close up. So Fatima had asked, actually, she has two questions. The last one is a comment. She says, "What are the skills to start with?" And I think she means to like start with like creating a business. And then this one also, I think you're very fit to answer. It's like, is there any AI to create videos for you?
Is there any AI to fit
To
to make
create videos
videos?
for you?
Okay, so I have a really big mixed reaction on this because I know a lot of people who are very keen to make the AI filmmaking the next big thing, but I hate that part. Like, I don't know, for some reason, the creative director in me says, don't let AI make videos. Like, let me do that. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, those videos are not bad, pretty good. Like, and those people are creative. They are using softwares to put their creativity out there. But I feel like when it crosses the line is then when you make the whole video out of AI. Like you give the AI a prompt, it generates a frame, and then it makes the video, and then you stitch up together, and then it makes the next frame. I hate that part. Like, I mean, one of my friend is making like it's going pretty big. Like the person is invited to Cannes right now. So what he did was he made a platform where you can idealize your entire film with AI. Like you can generate AI frames, and then you will know how the shot's gonna look like, right? Which will help in AI creative generation. But there are also people who wants to make entire films with AI, and I hate that. And And the question was like, if there are certain tools that can help with this, there are a lot of tools like Higgsfield, Seed Dense 2.0 is the biggest one right now. It makes really good pictures, really good um videos. But I hate that part. Like I don't like it. Like really, no,
Yeah,
you
but
can't.
one innovative way I saw her doing it was during the AI Collective Hackathon. The first place winner, I got second place. The first place winner, they did like an AI video at the end that like talked about their app. So it was like this, like it was kind of weird the execution, but I thought it was the idea is interesting. And they had like this AI person talk about their app with like a script they gave it, and so I think that's very interesting for like those people that are like afraid to speak in public, or maybe they're just not as good at it, to like have an AI speak on your behalf. And it's good for like for example like video demos for like apps and stuff like that. I think it's interesting. I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't, from what I saw, the technology is not like amazing. It sounds still like very robotic, but it's something to explore. I don't remember the tool that he used to make it, but it's out there somewhere. Just look up like AI. I think they had like an AI voiceover, and then there was like an AI video they created for like the voiceover or
Yeah,
something. So there are
that's
tools out there.
Higgsfield probably. Just
Hexfield?
Higgsfield, like yeah, Higgsfield. That's the best in the market right now. It has everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, but like in certain cases it's all right. Like it's good to use like for the cases you mentioned. But like I these people that I know, they're trying to make entire films out of AI. Like
Yeah.
which I don't know, like I mean it could be in its own genre, which I can say, but like they're trying to make it mainstream, but which I don't know. Nah, don't do it.
Yeah, I think it's just when it goes into art, it's a little bit iffy, because it takes the soul
Yeah,
out of it. Like everything just starts looking samey. They're just reusing the same ideas, and there's nothing new. That's why, like a band, like for example, there's this new like Quebecois band called Angine de Poitrine, and they're popping off because they have like they have a very distinct way of doing music, whereas AI is just picking on like pop and like very popular genres and just repeating it. They're using like very different
exactly.
time signatures, using very different instruments, and it's very innovative. It comes like from that's where the human, the soul comes out of it. So yeah, I also agree with like just when you go into like artistic endeavors, it gets a little bit iffy with AI. But
Yeah,
to automate like the more like logic like STEM side, I think it's pretty useful.
that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I think we touched on everything we wanted to discuss. Thank you very much, Arjun, for coming on the show, the stream today. I'm gonna give you some time here, and if you don't do it, I'm gonna do it. To plug your socials, what you're building. I included your profile when I posted about it on LinkedIn, but if you wanna like share your Instagram or any resources you wanna share for people to get to know you.
Yep. So for right now, I am planning on working on some big projects for the summer,
Hmm.
and they're gonna be live on my Instagram soon. So if you wanna follow, like you can mention my account, like it's A_RJUN354.
Okay.
And yeah, there's gonna be a lot of projects on my social media. Plus, I'll be like, I know I'm building flow, but I know during this entire summer, I'm gonna get a lot of ideas too, which I will be building. So I'll do a lot more product demos and go out, talk to new people. So if you wanna learn how to communicate, how to network to the right community, how to know the right people, you can follow me and follow along the journey.
Awesome. Yeah, I shared that on the chat just now. It's A underscore Arjun, RJUN 354. So go follow him on Instagram if you don't already. And yeah, like I said, thank you very much for coming on the stream. This is gonna be a little bit of a shorter one. I've gone a little bit over the top with the previous streams. Like I think the last one was 4 hours, so it's refreshing to do a little bit of a shorter one this time. But I'll be back next week. I'll post about the schedule and everything probably this weekend. I still haven't figured it out, but it'll probably be very similar to what we did this week. But yeah, no, thank you, Arjun, very much for coming, and I'll see you all